Hey everybody, welcome to Mortgage Today for Tuesday, July 11th, 2023, and oh, what a day it was. MBS were up 9 basis points, early stocks were up 6 points. We got China's latest economic support measures buoyed stocks and the commodities on Tuesday, though the mood was tempered by policymakers warning for higher and longer interest rates. While central bank officials in Europe and the U.S. are increasingly suggesting they've reached a turning point in the fight against inflation, they're also warning that the higher rates for longer need to ensure price stability. That's a mixed blessing for stock bulls who have had to endure a disappointing start to the second half after stellar gains in the first 6 months of the year. The approaching second quarter earnings season will give them more to think about. Germany reported that year inflation rose by 6.4% in June, which highlights the fact that Europe still has a big inflation problem. Overall, euro inflation is at 5.5%, while the UK has a big problem with inflation at 8.7%. Small business optimism increased in June, according to the NFIB. The outlook has improved, however. This is still the 18th month below historical average. Importantly, the number of small businesses raising prices fell to the lowest level since March of 2021. Tomorrow brings us CPI inflation data at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, with the 10-year auction and a Fed beige book in the afternoon. There is a good chance tomorrow we see rates improve slightly. However, I'm still in a firm locking stance. I just struggle to anticipate the movement be worth the risk if we see data go sideways. It's going to send rates soaring before your AM rate sheets even come out. Stock market advanced before a report that's expected to show a slowdown in inflation, which will help shape the overall for the Federal Reserve's next step. In the run-up to the Consumer Price Index, the S&P 500 traded above its 4,400 mark. Energy producers led gains as West Texas Intermediate topped its key 100-day moving average. A survey conducted by 22V Research showed that 65% of respondents believe that core CPI, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, will be lower than consensus. In addition, 54% of investors polled expect the report to be risk on. Let's not build up too much in the upcoming CPI data. Is important, and it's highly likely to result in a level of bond market movement commensurate with the distance from forecast. What we can know is that relative certainty is that the bigger the beat, the larger the jump in rates should be. The bigger the miss, the bigger the drop in rates should be. Much like a lot of the reports, I have a feeling it'll be pretty close to estimates, with a couple of things saying both directions, so it's going to be a mess. So I would just lock my loans in advance of that. At the end of the day, MBS were up 22 basis points at 98.86. Stocks picked up almost 30 points, so it's a win-win. At 98.86, that is putting us right above that Fibonacci, the brighter Fibonacci red line right there, which is the gateway into a better range that we'd been trading in going all the way back to mid-May. So hopefully we can get back up and stay into that with a good CPI number tomorrow. But of things you can control, it's your own mind and what you do. Sponsor at WellThatMakesSense.com is a post from Alex Hormozzi's podcast recently. It says, champions are broken people. They don't generally have the most admirable inner states. So this is a good thing that I have noticed as well, is when we look at champions, we try to identify qualities in champions that they have and do not have. The big thing is to keep in mind that most of them are still full of shit, just like the rest of us. So our heroes, even though they are gods in one aspect of things, a lot of times they don't live the most admirable lives in other ones. So you look at things like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, and a whole bunch of other people where they were excellent at one thing, but maybe the rest of their life wasn't that great. But it's all about channeling your energies into things you can be great at. So check it out at WellThatMakesSense.com.